I see that we are just you and I today. And I'd like to focus upon it to find the good in this situation because it's interesting. Do you have any questions about what we learned before, or should I start a new subject? Yes, I just want to continue it when Randy will be able to participate too, and she is not with us here today. So I want to continue it the next time she will be with us. And today I wanted to speak about mornings. And I'd like to start. I just wanted to ask if you had questions about the previous lectures that I could reply now. But if not, then I will start with the video that I wanted to show for the new subject. Cosmos or whatever. By the way, regarding translighters, tomorrow we are going to have a session with Dr. Avdeev, so it's possibly better to ask the questions about translighters at the lecture with Dr. Avdeev. Okay, then we will start with the video. Okay. So in this video, Giselle, you hear me? Giselle? Okay, great. Because it just doesn't show now the green sign that the audio is coming out. Okay, then when you sometimes hear me, if you don't hear me, then please let me know. So in this video, what what was it? What was in it for you? Artificially produced. Interesting. Okay, because I didn't think about that, and yes, we could maybe compare it with the matrix and all that. For me, I didn't think of the wind being artificially produced. I paid attention, well, maybe because that was what was fitting my lecture subject. It was that if something is going on this way, then we may use it, and we may also um, save some efforts in our life when using what is going on already. Like we can focus on resisting the system or trying to live some other way going against the wind, or we can use the wind. Like some heroes, some people, some animals, some people in this movie, they used the wind. Maybe yes. Yes, I meant it in even better way. Like um, not only do not fight what you cannot change, like do not waste your energy, like you said, but I also meant we can use it to our advantage to make the outcome even better than if we didn't have this situation. With our mornings, it's this way for me because from Abraham Hicks, for example, I heard that if we do some energy exercises, if we do some aligning in the evening before we go to sleep, then when we wake up, we, like they said, we should have our energy at the same state. We should come back to the same state that we had when we are going to sleep. And so if we are harmonizing and aligning before we go to sleep, then in morning we should wake up in the same aligned state. And that even though I use what Abraham Hicks said a lot in my practicing, this thing I couldn't agree with, because for me it was always different. And I could, if I draw it, I usually do here in our platform. With all the time, all my picture of the stream, then probably by the picture of Abraham Hicks, if this is the alignment that I had in the morning, then in this state I would wake up in the morning like no. If this was in the evening, then this would be the state I come to in the morning. But for me, I guess it was that when I was asleep, my stream expanded more. And then what happened always, I come in the morning to the state where I still do have some alignment, but because of the stream that expanded, I also have these areas where I'm not aligned yet. And then I always wake up in the state of feeling bad, feeling not satisfied or something like that. And in the beginning, I was really sad from it. Then I was mad from it. And then I learned to use it. And then, as I said with the wind, because I started using it, I came to getting the outcome even better than if I wouldn't be having this situation. And here I can say really thank you to this life model, because when I see when what's happening, something that I perceive negatively, when it is for me that it is something good that is happening, because I see that this is the energy that expanded and it brought some good things into my life. And why I'm feeling negative in it, just because I haven't aligned in it yet. I have a new some areas where I can realign, and then I can get the feeling that will be even better. Like I will have, if this was the happiness point of my previous alignment, then I can come when I align in my newly expanded stream, then I can come to the point where it will be new happiness. It will be a state that is happy again, and it is enriched with newly updated preferences and newly got possibilities, opportunities to be happy, and some new circumstances, even when these new circumstances are just new energy feeling that I get. It is it always feels good when I align anew. And what was going on? I just tried, first of all, I tried to feel it, how it is happening. Like, I tried to feel this. I tried to feel that when I'm waking up feeling negative, I tried to feel it that this is just energy, something newly expanded that I can align there. And when I started seeing it this way, then I started to look for some processes where how I could realign. And some of these processes I will show you now. And then if some of you have the same challenge in the morning, then you can use that too. What I suggest is that we see first some exercise at my website, and then we will continue the other ways. This is it. Giselle, if you stop hearing me at some point, please let me know in the comment. Okay. This is one of the processes that I use in the morning. And these are questions for a new week. I take it as a question for questions for a new day. It started with me seeing, I got the idea when I just saw some post with 21 questions you should ask yourself every Sunday. And it had some of these questions, like my biggest achievement. Second, like my biggest achievement, or where did I act too slowly, or just finding what in what I'm doing is absolutely useless for my life, or like things like what can I do to physically change the circumstances. And I see the screen and hear you. Oh, okay, that's just great. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so from being in my lectures, you must know already that these questions are certainly not what I would offer to ask, because not the questions that find what I did wrong, because this only can take me down in the feeling, and it means that in that my inner GPS lets me know that this is not the right direction. When possible, make a legal U-turn. And also things like whom should I meet, like, or changing the circumstances physically, or what should I force myself to do. It's also not my questions, certainly. My questions are what enables me to go with my inner GPS, to listen to it in a better way and go with it. And if to change things, then to change things in the most effective and efficient way. And this means change things vibrationally. And this means to just find what my recent approach to it, to find that the circumstances that come now, they are not for the fixing. They are not for me to fix something. They are for me to enjoy the stream that is being expressed in these circumstances. And this gives an enormous flying for me, I'd say, because it gives me the possibility, the ability, the possibility, and the instrument to align quite quickly. And then it brings the good feeling right in the moment, and then it brings good feeling situation then as a consequence of it. But I like the idea of questions that we should ask ourselves, because it's like in programming. They say that if we want to have some procedure happening with some um, like in with some period to repeat, um, then we should find some action in the system that is being repeated with the same period approximately. And then we should just hook the new activity to this system, to what is already happening. And then it could work well instead of trying to build a new system inside the old system, where we should do this new activity. It's better to find hooks. And this programmatical approach I like to take to the life instruments as well. And I like this idea with the questions because I think we all have this like New Year resolutions, or like when we meet a threshold, something some border that we come to, something new is starting, and then we feel that we can come up with some new decisions there, because we already take it as a given that something new is starting, and then we can easier insert there the new resolutions or the new decision about the new energy that we are going to have there, the new energy that we are going to have. And this way, it is quite, it is easier to come up with new resolutions on these borders when something new is starting already. It is starting anyway, and we just add to it some of our um, dedicated focus. Yes. And it can be easier when we are inside some routine, than to try and turn there into some other directions. It can be counterintuitive. And when we already are coming into something new, then it can be intuitive to try and define how we are going to feel there. And it is like that approach with the mirror. When we are when we are approaching a mirror, then we are asking, we are not thinking and doubting, I wonder how I would, if I would smile or I would be sad in the mirror. I wonder how I would be reflected there. No, we just know that if we come to a mirror and smile, then we will be reflected there smiling. And if we uh, preserve the sad approach, then we will look sad there. But to a new day, to a new week, or to some time in our life, to some new period in our life, we do tend to approach with the feeling, I wonder what it will bring me, I wonder how it will happen. And if we can observing it if we can catch that stage, catch ourselves asking this question and wondering, then we could tell ourselves instead, well, I won't be I will use a hook with the mirror, like I already am accustomed to using this with the mirror. When I am looking into the mirror and I know that I am of influence of how I will look there, how I will reflect there, then I can use it in my life as well. And I can say that I now will define my activated energy in this life period. I will now activate this energy and then it will continue into this period that will follow. And so what I found, I just came up with the questions that do work for me. And these are the questions. Below, I just left some several spaces for the questions. If the one who is replying to the questions, if you want to add there your questions, some of your new questions as well. But these are the questions. First of all, I ask, what do I love? And I usually start my mornings. I just found that what do I love is a simple question. And it focuses me on, I used to, I love using here some simple things like a bed that I have, like the bed that I love, and some sweet things in my home that I love, that I have. Or I also say, what do I love? I also love using here some of my emotions that I love feeling day to day. But most of all, I just to use here some of really simple things that I have at my home and in my life that I love using, that I love having. And so sometimes I do add there, I do answer here with some, with paying attention to having my good friends and to some events in my life or something. But when I wake up feeling negative, then I feel like there was a situation, I don't remember if I spoke about it on some lecture or not. There was a situation when my fridge stopped working, and there was a whole day that I was sitting next to it and feeling absolutely like desperate on one hand, but on the other hand, I was just feeling how much good it was doing for me when it was working, like that it was saving the food for me, like it was providing for me. It was providing me with the option to get some food when I want to eat. It was there for me. It was there for me. It was something reliable, something I could really rely on, that when I put some food there, then I can use it later. And then the day when I realized it, And then I just felt such enormous appreciation for what it's been doing for me. Then in the evening, I think at that it started working again. And since then, I always, when I come to some exercise, when I want to list things that I love in my life, one of the first of them usually is the because I feel such an enormous appreciation for what this thing is doing for me and how I really rely on it. Much I don't need to ask it to ask is rely on it. And so when especially when I don't know how to answer this question, what do I love? Because sometimes when I ask myself this, then the answer is popping up immediately about something I've been using. But then if I, at some point, yes, precisely. Thank you for paying attention to it. Yes, it did get fixed. It just like it stopped working for no visible reason. It started working again with no other physical visible reason otherwise than me just realizing how much I appreciate it working. Yes, it did get fixed without any technician or someone. No one got involved. But for me, that yes, yes, exactly. For me, that situation, it was of um, of huge usefulness effect for me because I just realized, we probably all enter these situations. I um, I heard that psychologists or psychotherapists call this eclipse phenomenon when we just feel like some, even it can be some small things that is a negative situation for us. It just covers the sun us, and it covers, like it presents for us the whole our world. We suddenly see everything in black, and we cannot focus upon anything positive at that time. And sometimes maybe all of us, well, actually, by that model of life that I'm presenting, that I'm working with, we all have this when the stream expands and it expands too widely, then those pockets of happiness, meaning the areas of pre-alignment, as I like calling it, when we focus there, then it is also effective actually that we are forced to get focused there because like it is active and we can work with it and we can do something about it. We can align our energy there too and then get some new happiness, new alignment, a new enriched feeling. It can be really good. And then with the fridge, if I remember correctly, I had this situation in life where I just felt like everything is bad for me, all is bad for me. I'm in a bad life situation and all that. And suddenly, when the fridge stopped working, I realized that when it was working, I did have some things, some things in my life, some events, some things, some people, some situations in my life that did work for me and did provide me with some good life. And so I really am appreciative to that situation that it let me feel it that beautiful way. And since then, the fridge is one of my best friends. So you probably can also think about some of the things in your life, and it's just my little um, tip or shortcut um, of what can be done. That when we are feeling negative in our life, then we can just take some simple things like that, like fridge working, and say that we love having that in our life. Like independently of all other things that may or may not go as we would wish like they would go, still there are some things that do work, and we can use that. We can use that. We can not just be appreciative, like without any trying to get from it something. We can both be appreciative just like that, and from that we can enjoy it, and by this enjoying we can get more good feeling things in our life, which is just wonderful. And it's perfect. It's just perfect that we can, that it isn't it just perfect that goes this way, that we can like unlike I call this system of training that I think most of us got in our childhood, that we were taught that life is twisted. In which way? That when it feels bad, then it means that we are developing and something good is going on. And when it feels good, then it's probably that we are doing something wrong. Like when it's good, that then we are going up, and it when it feels good, then we are going down, and when it feels bad, then we are going up, right? When we work, the harder we work, it means that the better work we are doing for our life, right? This is the training that we were, most of us, I think, if not all of us, got in our childhood. And I call it twisted life. Yes, yes. And for example, in food, that many people, and I between them, also I was there as well, and I was working on changing this paradigm in my life, that if I eat something that is delicious for me, then usually it meant that I eat something that is not useful for me, and the opposite. Uh, um, and in many other things, like if I am doing something that feels good to me, then most probably I don't do at that time something that is useful for me. And all those twisted areas, I've been working in my life on changing this paradigm, and I'm so happy that I came with this model of life that I'm working with, and that is working in my life so beautifully. I'm so glad that in it is not twisted suddenly. It is straight. If something feels good, then it is good. If something feels bad, then it is bad. And when something is happening, then if I am doing something that improves my mood immediately, then it is also good strategically. It is also good for a long time, for the long distance ahead also. And this is just perfect. This also relieves me from trying to decide, like, if I'm getting some good things now, or if I should decide if what I prefer, doing some good now or doing some good for the future, right? Or things like that. And suddenly I don't need to decide that. Suddenly I know that when I'm doing something that feels good for me right now, it means that I'm doing good for my future. And that is just a huge relief all by itself, even. So, what I would offer to you is to do now this exercise of answering these questions. And we can do it quickly, or we can work with it for some time. So let's answer the first question. What do I love? And I would say here the soft bed. What do I love? Also, friendly feelings. Oh, the smell of coffee is wonderful. Yes, absolutely. Yes, smell of coffee is just wonderful. You know, there was some time in my life when I couldn't take in coffee and sleep well at night. Then I just was keeping next to me the cup from which my friend was drinking coffee because I just liked the smell of it. Yes, it is just wonderful. Yes, friendly feelings, and I'd say the lovely feeling in this lecture. This is also wonderful. And the perfection of my life model also. Yeah, me too. Okay, then the next one. Next one, what do I want? And you know, it is like for me as an intuitive is really, it is important. I put these questions in the order of least resistance and of how the energy is working. Because when, first of all, what if I would ask this question, what do I want? The first thing, right, before this question or without this question, what do I love? Sometimes, especially when I feel negative, I would come up with. You probably all know these situations when we are saying something like not negative. Like it was in the Sarah book by Abram Hicks. One of the situations there was that the Abram O was asking Sarah, the girl, she was 10-year-old if I remember correctly. The O was asking her why she would be wanting to fly. And she said, well, because I don't like walking on Earth. I don't like walking here below. I don't like that I don't see something in the sky, or I don't like that I don't see something above me or something. And then the owl um, said to her, didn't ask why you don't like not to fly. I asked you why you would like to fly. And I found that, and Abraham Hicks always make us to pay attention, like turn us into this direction to pay attention that yeah, absolutely, that when we are speaking about something that we don't want to happen, then we actually activate that energy. And they even always say that when we are saying, I want to be free, then even in the mere term of freedom, we activate the energy of what we would like to be free from. Like the mere word free is actually not that free from all those energy that we want to be free from. And so what I paid attention to, that if I would first of all ask myself what do I want, then when I am in the state that is negative, like in the morning it often is, then it wouldn't be a very happy answer. And it would certainly activate something that I would like to be free from. But when I first of all ask myself, what do I love? And I come up with some answers that are honest. I really appreciate these things in my life. I just wasn't paying attention to them before I asked myself this question. And then when the next thing I reply to myself to this question, what do I want? Then usually because this energy activated in me before, then here I usually say, and I really feel it, that what I want now is more of these things. What I want is more of the feeling. And even I just often feel that what do I want is continuing enjoying. Just simply continuing enjoying, because in the answer before I was enjoying all those things. And now what do I want? I want to continue enjoying. And I want more of those happy synchronicities. Yes. And more of happy feelings. Synchronicities. Yes. More of happy feelings. And I also want new happiness. The new happiness is what I call that comes after a stair that I went through. And I do want, and then now how I work with the situation, actually, if I can call it working. At this point, I more tend to call it playing, not really working. What life wants to joyfully. Second, I will try to see what I joyfully share with me. Wow. That's such a beautiful answer. Thank you, Giselle. That this is such a beautiful answer. What life wants to joyfully share with me. This is just great. Yeah. Because you know what I feel in this answer is that many times when I ask people, what do you want? And when I ask myself, what do I want? I come to a mode where I feel like getting something from my life and feeling like maybe it is not, it might be that my life, like it's not important for me if my life doesn't have that desire to bring it to me. I wanted it. And it feels like a bit like being on opposite sides with life, or having it like an enemy maybe in my mind. And when you say what life wants to joyfully share with you, there is trust there that life wants for you what you want for yourself, and also that life wants to joyfully share. This is so delicious, this sentence. What life wants to joyfully share with me. There is lightness in it. There is this is easy. There is ease in it. Ease. It's so beautiful. Like you don't need to take it from life. You don't need to get it, to attain it, to achieve it. It just brings it to you. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much. I think I will take it into my mornings from now on, what life wants to joyfully share with me. Yeah, will be beautiful beginnings of beautiful days. Thank you very much. So, next question, which motto do I choose for my upcoming week or upcoming day or upcoming year or whatever? The motto question is from I'm still feeling that I'm still enjoying that what life wants to joyfully share with me. Wow, thank you so much. This is such a gift for me. I can add here in the first thing, Giselle suggestion. Beautiful suggestion. Yes. This, this, and this. This is perfect. Okay. About the motto, what I wanted to say, that with the New Year resolutions, many people, not really me, because I think I never really joined that movement to say what I want to happen in the new year. Maybe I was afraid that it won't happen, and then how will I speak to myself the next year, the next new year? I don't know. I don't remember myself too much participating in it. Maybe because I was feeling that something is not very right there. And one year I saw something that really spoke to me. Someone, I don't remember who it was, he said that instead of coming up with New Year resolutions, like I decide that I will do in the new year this, this, and this. Like I will stop smoking, or I will do that, I will do this. Instead of all of that, he said, I'm coming up with a motto for the new year. And the motto is not blaming. This is what is good in it. Because when we were saying, I plan this, this, and this to happen in my life, I plan to do this, or I plan to not do that. And then, because these things are really physical, and we usually set these goals when we are living the opposite. And so it's kind of being free from, and we are, by setting these goals, we actually activate the opposite energy even more. Then it makes it even more impossible. Okay, I will say it less possible for us to come up to with some solutions in that stream, or with really some good deeds in that stream. And then we come to a situation in the new year or in the next new year or several months into the year that we say, well, I planned it, but I'm not doing it. And then we feel guilty. And then we are trying to use motivation and all that. And all that is not feeling good. And when we are paying attention, then we can just notice that it is our inner GPS saying to us that we are not choosing the right thing at this moment. That blaming ourselves is not what would be good for us to do. And then we can just think about some other things. Second, I will tell it that it's okay, add to dictionary, so that it would stop to make it red. Okay, so and with the motto, the motto is usually formulated positively, and it is calling us. It's interesting. Today I saw an article about the negative motivation and the positive motivation. And they said that we should use negative motivation when we are doing something too slowly. Yeah. And when we are not doing something, when we procrastinate or something, then we should use positive motivation. Like to start it altogether, we should use positive motivation. And they said that negative motivation is I have to do this, otherwise this and these circumstances will occur and it will make my life bad in this and this aspect. And so this is what they call negative motivation. So they say when we are doing something but too slowly, then saying to ourselves, if I don't finish it today, then this, and this bad thing will happen. And then it makes us run to our goal. That's what they said, not I. And about the positive motivation, they said that it is something that, like the goal setting, that calls us when we say what we want to achieve. And this article was by someone who is writing scenario, a scenarist, and he said that at some point he got a task to write a scenario to make a movie about police. And there in Russia, police was not very positive, positively accepted. Like they had really bad deeds on their account. And he said that what they decided was to make a movie about the police, of how they would like to see them. And then he said that it called him, and then he did created the scenario of um, the police work, that the way like he would be liking it, about policemen that were reading books and the policemen that were polite with the people they worked with and all that. And then it called him. And so he said that yes, but that there were some cases in his life when some bad motivation, when some negative motivation also pushed him to do something, and that he was actually glad that it worked for him. And he said that we can control it actually, that we don't need to reject all the negative motivation that he said that we can just see where one of them would work better. Now I feel a bit differently about it, and this is an active subject for me these days, because with my books I'm working with this subject a lot, because in writing the books it is really an active energy, and it is activated a lot by all those people who said how to force yourself to write, how to get it out from you, and how to get into a habit of writing, and all that, right? And then when people do succeed in getting some writing done, then they celebrate it, and they think that no matter what brought their negative motivation or positive motivation, it's still good. And I started to see it differently these days, because maybe because I started to look a bit forward and see that when we are trying to get this book out, then we just see it, and that when the book is written, then it's like for many other goals in our life, that we think that when it's done, my life will be better. But what I am seeing, that again in that life model that I have, that it is a life stream that always is expanded, and also like Abraham Hicks said, that it's always that our desires are always coming. They are always coming. When we achieve one thing, then it becomes the starting point for some other desire. And we always go forward in this sense, because if desires would stop coming, then the life flowing through us would stop flowing, because they also say that the desires themselves are just life flowing through us. It is the life that I forgot the word. It's like, oh, okay. It's like flowing through us with these desires. And then when life is like this, then it's better to accept it and work with it. So when I know that when my book is ready, my life will just move into the next point where I still have some desires, and that are not manifested. I don't like this word of desires manifested. I would say I will still have some new desires that are not expressing my new alignment yet, because I am pre-aligned in them still. Like I'm newly pre-aligned in them, okay? And then if this is what will happening, then why? And then what would have sense in this context would be to make the now point count. Like if I am now at this point having the desire to write a book, then I can milk this stream and enjoy this stage in my life, that I have the desire to write this book, that this subject is interesting for me, that I have this and this and this to say about it, and that I enjoy saying it. And when this process by itself is enjoyable, like it is an enjoyable using of the moment right now, then it does make sense. And then getting that book out is like a bonus. It's a good bonus, of course, but it's a side effect, which I know that I already know. The more I enjoy writing it, the more the better it will go in the future. Then it will attract people to it that will enjoy this book as much as I am enjoying it, etc. But what I am trying to say in it is that I don't see the point, I don't see that much use in just getting that book out of me, especially if it's not going out and maybe it's not very ready yet. Maybe it should, maybe something should ripen before. And I like also when I was seeing my healer recently, then when I told her that my book is that I sometimes like struggle with this with this feeling of feeling guilty about not getting the book out very quickly, and then blaming myself for feeling guilty. This is interesting. But this is interesting work. We expect that you publish. Thank you. Well, really, thank you. I didn't think about it actually. But thank you. Yes, thank you. I will think about it. I will add it to my, mm, I will not say positive motivation because I like, well, Giselle, thank you. You made this lecture a gift today for me in several ways already. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so touched. Thank you. Abraham Hicks see that they thank you. They present not negative motivation and positive motivation. They present these notions of motivation and inspiration. And they say that motivation is what those call negative motivation. But when maybe both negative motivation and positive motivation would be really the same. Yes, I don't think that. I think it's a bit that scenarist, that man with scenario, that was speaking about negative motivation and positive motivation. I don't think that Abram calls negative motivation, what he called negative motivation, that they called motivation, and what he calls positive motivation, that they call inspiration. No, I think that he didn't come up with this point of inspiration in his article at all. Because when he was speaking about motivation, it was still trying to force ourselves to get to do something. And inspiration is like what I am having with the book when I really these days, when I release this desire to try and control it from the outside, like to force myself to do something. I'm just letting myself feel when I release myself from that need or necessity to control things from the outside and trying to force myself to do something, then I am left in some empty space for some time. And then after that, I'm starting to feel, but what I have inside, what do I have inside? What is there, like, what is my life when I am releasing myself from the outside control? Not only the outside control, the control of other people on me, but also from myself doing the outside control when I'm saying to myself that I should be doing this, and that, or I should be doing this, and that faster than what I'm doing already. And what I paid attention to was that when I'm releasing this, trying to force myself to do something or to control myself, then really what comes up is the inspiration, because then it is the inner desire to really do these things. This is what comes up then. This is what flows up, bubbles up. And then I just don't need to get to force myself to do anything, because these things are just being done, and with such a, it's like again something that Abraham Hicks said, that I think something that was in some book from some of their friends. I think they said that when something is when wild horses cannot uh, keep you from doing something, then this is hell yes. And everything that is not hell yes is hell no. That we shouldn't attempt to do something until we are in such a state that wild horses cannot keep us from doing it. And this is what I feel with book writing, really, that when I release myself from that goal of forcing myself to do something to write this book, then it is giving me that space where I can feel that I actually do have this desire and inspiration to write it. And let's come again to this question of the motto. I think that the motto is by nature, it tends to be from the inspiration point of view more than from the motivation point of view. And I want to tell here some story that I once read in some blog. I liked it. They said that motivation, inspiration, and all that is like with erection. That when man is suffering from lack of erection, then if he starts blaming himself for it, or feeling sad from it, or all of that, then it won't get improved from all that blaming and all that. And when will it get improved? Only if he will think what he wants to do with his loved one. And I really liked that comparison. And I felt these days also about the book, for example, that I felt it first of all these days with the morning pages. If you know the morning pages, I will show you, by the way. This is all here in the blog. We will just open it in a different tab. Just a second, it will load. I even offer that we see now the video with it. Let's get to our interface. Sharing YouTube pages.
Nurturing is a concrete form of what we might call self-love, but it's difficult to love yourself in the abstract. In order to love yourself, you have to be able to take actions that really speak to your heart and say, yes, I am beloved. I think the first of these is listening. I have a tool which is Morning Pages, which are 3 pages of longhand morning writing where you simply listen to what's moving through. This is an act of self-nurturing. Another tool I strongly believe in is the simple tool of taking a walk. When you walk, your body tells you, here's what you're fretting about, here's what you need a solution on, here's what you need to think about, and you become attached to a larger vision of life than just your worries. St. Augustine says, solvitur ambulando. It is solved by walking. You walk out with the problem, you come home with the solution. A third tool I like to use is once a week, take yourself a small date, something that interests your artist. This artist date is a superb form of self-nurturing and is the third tool in the trio.
Okay, now let's go back to the sharing the screen. Yes, I like this also. So here on this page of, I do have here the exercise of the morning pages, and what it's just the video where Julia explains more about morning pages. See here on this page, like here on the side panel, you can see this morning pages kind of. I explained there why it is kind of, but there is an explanation there, longer explanation, more detailed here. It's just on Vimeo, and our webinar program platform doesn't make it possible to play the video on Vimeo, on YouTube. But I really recommend you to see it because this is a lot. And from what Julia is saying, this is a tool from her book, The Artist's Way. And what she says that she started to do these morning pages as a tool for herself to try and thank you to try and come up with to try and come up with some tool, some instrument that will make it possible for her to be creative without using alcohol. To yes, to be creative, to create, to write scenarios that she was working with writing scenarios at that time, and she just paid attention that she only could do it when she was drunk. And she just understood that something was going to win, or her, and and she wanted to still write those scenarios, but doing it sober. And this is what she found. This is one of the tools, and then she started to teach it on different courses for other artists who also got to a state of being stuck and not being able to continue creating for one or the other or some other reason. And what she says also in that the book, it is here, the artist's way, in this book, a wonderful book, absolutely wonderful. And she said that she started to teach it to artists, but then she came to teaching it to other people, and she said that many other people reported to her that it helped them as well, not only to the artists. And I really find that morning pages help me a lot in different areas in my life, especially I think with writing, but not only, certainly not only. But why I remembered it now, why I recalled this tool now, is that this it also is related to that subject of motivation and inspiration, because what I realized that like 2 years ago, I was really using morning pages a lot. Every day in the morning, I did it. And then later on, I sometimes did it, sometimes didn't do it. And recently, I found that I was reluctant to use it. And 2 days ago, I think, I saw just an article of someone speaking about sleep, because I did have this challenge for some time that in the evening, in the night, I would be doing most of my work and would be going to sleep really almost in the morning. And I didn't feel good physically after that, but I didn't find a way to go to sleep without forcing myself, like abruptly, like putting myself to bed no matter what I'm feeling. I didn't want to do that, but I was really lacking some desire to leave what I was doing and just go to sleep. And then I saw some blog posts by someone. It was in Russian, Anton Motorin, that he said that there are those depths in us, like he called it. And he said that these depths are not very felt except from some energy, some emotion, and some tugs to sleep. And he said that like 3 or 4 hours before midnight, we usually do have these tugs to sleep, and but they are like we feel them, but we say to them, not now, not now. Now I have something interesting to do. I won't answer that call now. And they then pass, and then we do go to sleep very late or even early in the morning. And then he said that when and before that, I saw some other blog post that said that we people of creative occupations, we just see it as a little death. That to go to sleep is to just die to what we are doing right now, and it is not interesting. Like nothing is calling us there, and then we are not going there. We are staying with what we are doing. But when Anton in that, and I felt that this is really the case with me. But I did feel physically bad after that, after going to sleep in the morning. But I didn't know how to fix it without really forcing myself to do something, to leave to sleep even when I wasn't feeling like that. And suddenly, in this blog post by Anton, I suddenly saw it that he said there are those depths in us that let us, like they come up, like they contact us through that feeling, that tug to sleep lately in the evening, like 3 or 4 hours before midnight. And that called me. Suddenly, that caught my attention, and I felt even, by the way, my challenge was that when I was resisting that call to go and sleep several hours before midnight, then after that I suddenly got a quite clear head. I could continue working until really 3 or 4 a.m. And then when I would be going to sleep, I sometimes had difficulty to get asleep, to fall asleep. And then I would be feeling guilty also, and that I cannot get asleep because I went to sleep so late. And I would be suffering at that time when I was trying to get asleep at the 3 or 4 a.m. And suddenly I got the answer there in that Anton's blog post where he said there are those depths that get to us in that tug to get to sleep. And then I just felt that when I answer those depths, when I am going to sleep in the evening, it's like I'm speaking to someone. I'm speaking to those depths in me. No matter how any of us call these depths, I do answer some call. I do answer something in me, some deep parts of me. And then, even when I felt like I didn't really fall asleep when I went to sleep, I felt that it doesn't really matter if I fall asleep or if I don't fall asleep. I felt like I am saying yes to those depths in me that tell me to go to sleep. Like it was not answering some call from outside, it was answering some call inside. Like I found the part in me that did want to do it, and I just went with it. And then it somehow, thank you, and then it somehow came up in my working, in my playing with these morning pages as well. And I suddenly realized that when I took the morning pages as speaking to the depths in me, like speaking in that inner circle of all parts of me, and some like this one, because this writing the morning pages, when I did do it a lot then 2 years ago, I did feel it all the time. I somewhere saw that Julia Cameron also somewhere in The Artist's Way said it, that It is impossible to do the morning pages for some time and not to feel that there is presence of some higher force or higher power of something like that presenting in those moments, like presenting in that atmosphere. It's like being really supported. And then it was what I was writing in today's pages, that I just realized the difference, that why I, like several months now, wasn't being called really to do the morning pages, didn't feel good with them, because I tried to motivate myself to write those morning pages, and it was the same approach that I was taking with the book, and what many other people trying to cure the writer's procrastination, as they call it. All those people that are saying that we just need to get it out. We just need to get it out no matter which way. And I just felt that I took this approach with the morning pages. I was trying to get out of me something, and I didn't like it. And that's why, by the way, one of the books that I'm writing is called Procrastination, a Dear Friend That We Are Trying to Kill. And I really am appreciative now to my this feeling, to my going with the feeling that I didn't want to do the morning pages this way. Because if I would do it, I don't know if I would understand it this way. When I'm taking a pause, when I just stop doing it, and suddenly these 2 days, yesterday, today, I suddenly realized it why I didn't want to do it, because I was taking this approach of forcing myself to get something out, as if it could be a goal, as if it does bring something good to my life by itself. Some time ago, I saw also a blog post by some, I think she's psychiatrist or psychologist, I don't remember who she is. And she spoke about a very interesting phenomenon. She said that many people who are not at all used to do some walking or some sport for fitness or dieting or something like that, they always think that if they start with small things, then it won't bring them the results. They just are starting to get to do the small things because they are waiting that they, with this habit, getting into the habit, they will come to the situation where they will be able to diet more, do more of the sport, and then these huge actions will bring the result. And they don't feel that in the beginning, when they do something small like diet a bit or doing some walking a bit or something like that, they don't feel that it gives them any result that is worth mentioning. They only see it as getting into a habit, and then it will be done, and then it will be getting done. But she said that it's not at all like that. That in those little actions in the beginning, the men actually get done as much as they are getting. They are getting as much result, as much effect from their action as they will get when they will be able to the big action, because it's like if that's because what like in her approach, it was Like it is the correspondence to the effort that they are doing to like what they can do, it will affect them. And it doesn't matter if what can do is a lot or what they can do is a little. As much as they can do, when they do it, it is active, it is effective. And then I just thought that with the book, who knows, maybe it's the same thing as well. That maybe in the process of writing it, when in the process of thinking about what I will be writing, or in the feeling, in the coming feeling I want to have when I will be writing it, who knows, it can get done as much work as when I will be able to write pages and pages and pages without going out from my computer. And it is an interesting thought which does feel good to me. Not completely, there is something still there that I want to work with to come up with an even better feeling. But it does give me some direction. I feel good in it, and for me, it does mean that my inner GPS to me this way to go. And with the morning pages, I just feel that it is quite the same. That when I this month was trying to force myself to get it out from me something, no matter if it's ready or not, just get it out. Because in the past, I remember that when I was writing morning pages regularly, then it made it much easier for me to write books. Like it was flowing, it was continuing to flow. And then today and yesterday, I realized that my new approach now, and actually my old approach back then, uh, was that I'm coming to, like, I'm coming to a society, I'm coming to these depths of me I'm saying yes to when I'm going to sleep. And it's like the parts of me which I'm wanting to talk with them. Because when I'm writing my morning pages, like the way I did it today, I felt like I'm coming to my other parts of me or other instances of me, or I don't know what, but I feel that I'm not alone there. And I even wrote it today that I clearly feel that I'm not alone there, that and I'm in the society which like I'm around like people or instances, substances, or that I don't know, beings that I don't know how to call. And by the way, many people say that angels are real. And I do feel that there is something in this thought that I like. Um, that this is like I'm not alone there, and I feel that this society that I'm there in, this group of beings that I'm there in, I'm coming. Yes, thank you. Third gift. Um, thank you. I feel like I'm coming to speak with them. And then yesterday when I to write a new book, um, suddenly then I was just feeling that I was continuing this momentum of just speaking to people who value what I value, who understand what I understand, and who is enjoying what I am sharing as much as I am enjoying sharing it. And I am feeling it now as well. So thank you, Giselle. for that too. So what in that motto page, in that page with the questions and answers, what I would say that the motto is really tend, uh, tending to be formulated in such a way that it would be of our inspiration, that it would call us, something like that. So, which motto do I choose for my upcoming week? Let's say enjoy, beauty. Already, I'd say this is kind of resistance, enjoying beauty in all, I'd say. Maybe enjoying beauty can be enjoying. Enjoying. Yeah, it could be a good motto. And then when I am, by the way, Giselle, you are invited to write your motto as well for this day or this week or this year or this life or this eternity as well. Um, and what is where motto is a bit is where motto is setting goals and all that is that motto is never blaming. Motto is just like continuing to call us. And when I am not uh, doing something that is of that energy, then I am looking at my motto and I am uh, like how the GPS is saying it, the navigators are saying it, recalculating the route again. And then I get cold again there. And then I am, yes, your own life. I cannot quite read it. I try to see it here. Oh, Giselle, you are your own life representative? Yes, this is delightful. Your own life representative. Wow, this is beautiful. This is delicious. Delicious, delicious. I think this is what I will add here. Delicious. Yeah. Okay, next question. What did I especially love doing this week is I'd say morning pages. Just saying yes to depths. And then, by the way, I felt really that it's not in the night when I couldn't fall asleep. I just felt that it's not important. The important thing was that I was saying yes to them, and I felt that we are together at that time. We are together, and I think the same feeling continued with the morning pages. Yes, it was saying yes to depth and feeling good with my supportive society surrounding and providing, I'd say, in interacting in this lecture. Yeah. This is just perfect. Yeah. The next thing, which moments inspired me, was told yes. And I will add here all together both what you said, Giselle, about my book and the support that I got in the morning pages and from the depths and all that support. Like as an unsweet. I love this word, this unsweet. It was a misspelling by someone who wanted to say sweet answer or something like that, and I took it as this term that when I am turning up my vibration, when no matter what the situation is, I come up with a thought that feels better, and then life brings me something as an expression of it. I call that an unsweet. And it is precious here that these things were unsweet. It does give this feeling like a complete action. Like I did the movement forward and I was met. Someone to me with the yes, and it feels wonderful. Now here you see the next question. By the way, Giselle, you are invited to continue answering the questions as well. What did you especially love doing this week or this day or this month, this year, this life? And which moment inspired you? And the next question is, whom would I want to meet? And I would like to go in deep. Wow, that's wonderful. I would for you to pay attention to this. Can help me? Whom should I meet? It was in the question that I saw then. And like I said, I felt that these questions were not mine. Whom should I meet? Who can help me? This is like approach it, like it. But whom would I want to meet? This is interesting. This is not that they have to help me in some way or they have to do something for me or that I need to fix something or something like that. What I see here is just that whom would I want to meet is like whom would I want to meet? Who would I want to meet? I say Buddha. And I say Giselle. I say Karen and Liv and other course participants. And I say also Dr. Avdiev. And I say Christ. And I say me. My inner being, my part. And my life expressions. This is the way it feels best. For now. Later I can come up with some other answers. Oh, Giselle inspired by gratitude of people. That is nice. Yeah, me too. Isn't this great being with some people doing something together that we feel so great about. I'm really appreciative in it as well. Okay, next question. What would I want to be doing? These lectures, more of them. My books, more of them. And my life, more of it. Yeah, the next question. What would I want to be feeling? What would I want to be feeling? Love, delicious, and beauty. Yeah, tracking, interesting. And enjoying, and the taste of life. And what would I want to be feeling? Satisfaction. Ease. It's nice. Yeah, and ease as well. And relief. And bliss. And wonderful. Okay, and the next. Why am I the happiest being in the entire world? This is absolutely logical now because I have this all and live this perfect, delicious way. Yeah, this is a kiss from me to life. And you see, these questions, I built this list of questions in this way that it would be higher and higher and higher. And with the energy, wanted me to be me. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great to interact with you. So if you pay attention, yeah, if you pay attention, the questions they if any of those questions we would be asking without the question before, it wouldn't be the same effect. And clearly, the question here is very unlikely to be answered in this positive, light, easy feeling way if it would be the first question when we just wake up feeling negative, right? Even though it can work, it can still work. But I usually start with this question: what do I love in the morning? And then continuing to point just is it's like the Abram Hicks term, count your blessings. Count your blessings. I don't really, I don't know why, but I don't really like calling it counting my blessings. Don't know why. Didn't go quite into that, but I do love to just answer this question. What do I love? What do I love? Okay then, Giselle, you want to answer some other questions? Okay, then we will end this lecture. And then I will close the session for now. And thank you too. Thank you very much for this interaction. I love you. Thank you. Goodbye.